Hello, and welcome to our StatSafe tips and tricks. Today, we're going to be talking about managing your databases of users and patients within your cart, as well as managing the users within your portal. Both of these are part of regular security maintenance, just to ensure that all of your users are current, as well as your portal users. We will start by looking at a cart at the cart level. We'll look within our cart, and you have several files: users, patients, and physicians. Now, these are only for cart access. So you'll select your users, and you can go through the user list and decide who is still an active user and who needs to be disabled. As long as you can see them in this list, they are an active user. So if I go through this list, or if I assign a director of nursing to do it at the cart level, because this can also be done at the cart level, I will go through the list and I will say April Sunday is no longer a user in the cart. So I'll go through here and I can change them from active to inactive, and I select save, and now they are no longer able to access the cart at the facility. You can still see all of your inactive users by toggling back and forth here on the right-hand side. You can see active users and you can see inactive users. Now, this can also be done at the facility level at the actual cart, and we will demonstrate that in a minute. One of the things that we would like to share about our biometric cards is if your cart has biometrics, you can also go in and check your users to make sure that they have logged in and that they have actively set up their biometrics. You will see the biometric ID loaded here, which means they have actively logged in and have loaded their biometric ID. If you have users who have not loaded their biometric ID yet, you might know they have not been actively using the cart, and you may want to find out if they do need access to the cart. All of these can be done at the cart level as well. Now, you can also go through and audit your patients. So you can go through the list and check to make sure that all patients are still active and are still at the facility and will be receiving doses of medication. All of these users that we have deactivated still show in your history, and you can still retrieve all of their history. You toggle between active and inactive on the right, and I can now look at patients who are no longer at the facility. I can select this person's name, and I can still see all of their machine orders that they received from the StatSafe. So all of their history is still in the cart so that I can pull up that information. I can also reactivate this patient. I can select save, and now they are an active patient again. Toggle between the two, and you'll be able to see all of your active patients. The same applies to the physicians tab. If you have a physician who is no longer there, you can do the same thing. You can make them active and inactive by selecting the tab and saving. So you can update your physicians, your patients, and your users within any cart to make sure that everybody is active. It still needs use of the StatSafe. Managing users, patients, and physicians can also be done at the cart level. Supervisors have the authority to go in and manage the facility. They can select users, and a supervisor can go in and they can change the status of any user. So if I'm the director of nursing or the person with supervisor access, I can select August Tuesday, who is no longer a staff member at the facility, and I can go in and I can disable her functionality here, actually in the cart. When I hit save, I can no longer see that user and they no longer have access to the cart. The directors of nursing or supervisor access can still see their inactive users, and they can toggle back and forth between disabled and active users. So they can go in and they can audit and they can edit users here in the cart at the facility as well. They can do the same thing with patients. So they can go through and they can say that Jane Smith was discharged. So they can toggle back and forth between an active patient and a discharged patient, and they will hit save. Again, all of that information and all of that history is still within the cart data within the portal. They can also go in and they can manage the physicians. So they can also add physicians here and they can disable physicians here. So all of these same functions that exist in the portal also exist at the cart level and can be managed by anyone with supervisor access within the cart. So it's a good practice to have them go in and edit and audit users as needed occasionally to restrict access to the cart to anyone who does not need access anymore. The last topic we want to cover is your portal users. Now, portal users are the pharmacy or anyone else at a facility that you have given access to the StatSafe portal, and they should be edited and audited as needed as well. Portal users and cart users are different IDs and different logins. So to edit and audit your portal users, you will go to Pharmacy and select Portal Users. This will show you all of your users. It will tell you what access they have. It will tell you if they're an admin or if they are active, and you can select and change them as needed. If this director of nursing is no longer at the facility she was at before, and I no longer need her to be able to edit users, patients, and physicians from the portal, I can now make them inactive by checking the active box on and off and selecting save. And now that user has been moved to the inactive, which is located when you toggle the active inactive switch back and forth. And that is our feature today on editing users within your StatSafes and within your portal. Please contact technical support if you have any questions. Thank you.